What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now Plus. I'm Alex, and in this video, we got to talk about the PlayStation Home trademark being renewed. I never really went into that game all that much. I did. I played it a few times, but, or like, I guess how do you even say that, right? I experienced it a few times, but I was never the biggest, advocate for it. But at the same time, it's insanely sad to see it closing. If it already is closed, like rest in peace, all that stuff. So I was disappointed. I maybe wasn't as disappointed as people that actually played the thing like nonstop, but I was definitely disappointed. Well, let me bring you a little bit of good news, okay? Again, the PlayStation Home trademark renewal has happened, okay? They've renewed the trademark. Now, the thing is, I'm getting this from Push Square. Push Square is very, I don't want to say it's a negative site in general because they're generally not, but this article, boy, oh boy, they really paint it as a pessimistic point of view, and I get it. And I think that's going to be something, let's say that first, okay? Just because you trademark something, and I've said this before, just because you trademark something doesn't mean A, it happens right away, or B, it happens ever, okay? It's very possible that you can trademark, and this has happened before, you trademark names, you trademark all this different stuff, some of which you just have so you can put it in your pocket and you own, right? It's just yours. Nobody can use that name, okay? Nobody can use that title, and that's that. Sometimes you will use it. Sometimes you use it right away. Sometimes you don't. An example I try to use sometimes is like, I believe the PS6 and 7 was already trademarked, I think around the time the PS5 was, or maybe a little bit after that. So, like, obviously the PS7 is like 10, 12 years away, but it's already trademarked. And that's an example of it being further. Then there's been examples of like companies doing titles just like for like in a game franchise, and they'll just kind of take a bunch of time. I think Square Enix has done this for Final Fantasy. Some of them did turn into games, some of them didn't. Okay, so that's just something that to keep in mind. I am just as excited as the next guy because here's the deal. If this comes back, if PlayStation Home comes back, I'm playing it. I'm in. I will be a massive supporter of it. I missed out, okay, in the PS3 era. I missed out on it, and I want to make amends for my sins, okay? Some people go to church. I would, support PlayStation Home. I think they're equal, basically equal things. So, basically the trademark has been renewed, and Sony has the name until 2028. So they have it for a very, very long, they have it for another 7 years, a very long time. And again, Push Square goes on to say that, like, they don't believe like anything's going to happen from it. Now, they do say that maybe it could be like a VR thing. Now, there's been a lot of behind-the-scenes talk with PSVR 2, okay? Seems like kind of next-level games are being quietly developed, both exclusive and maybe even games that have been on, like, the Oculus and stuff that would come to it, okay? It seems like the PSVR 2 is going to be quite a device, and they even go on to say, like, having it that works a lot like VR chat. I think that, VR, one of the most like special experiences I ever had. So I do have a PSVR, and I don't play it all that much. I play it a lot when I first got it, and then I kind of stopped. The setup for the PS4 is just a flat out disaster. Hopefully the PS5 is like one cord or actually none. That would probably be the best case scenario. But one of the games I played, and maybe you guys have heard of it, is Werewolves Within, which is that Ubisoft game, which actually is getting a movie, which seems to be nothing like the game, but whatever. And I actually love that game. Now I like those kind of social party games. So you try to figure out, Mafia. I love Mafia. I love Werewolves Within. And this was obviously the VR, a version of it where you put on the VR and you're with these people, and like I like that. Now that game is a form of it's a form of deception, right? You're trying to deceive people into thinking that there's something that you're not, and that's what that game is. So you're not hanging around in a PlayStation Home universe like talking to people. But you know what? With the PSVR, well, I guess PSVR 2, and with PlayStation Home, actually kind of separate, and then if you put them together, there is enormous potential to like be something. The PlayStation Communities feature just recently pulled the plug, or is going to pull the plug, or whatever, and that one was something, again, I talked about that. I don't know how many people use it. I think there actually is quite a few people that use it, but I think it's a really smart idea where you're literally categorizing people based off of their, like, what they play, and you can make events, and you can hang out with people. I mean, obviously all online, but you can do like party chats. I think it's an amazing thing, and to develop kind of that ecosystem, which I already think there is a pretty solid ecosystem of PlayStation, but just to be able to do it a little bit more, and I think it's honestly take it to another level. Again, combining VR where you're literally in it and then combining it with PlayStation Home, where again you are those people, and you can do activities. So you can put in like it would basically be, what was it called, PlayStation Worlds. That was that game where it's just a bunch of mini games, right, for the PSVR, which actually was pretty solid. It would basically be that, and then you'd also have like a chat room, but you'd be able to like see people. I think that's honestly an amazing concept, and I really hope that they've thought about it and they could do it. I think again, especially even for PSVR, it would make those because they're kind of, I don't know if they're seen as like outcasts, but they're definitely like the minority, right? Like, I'm even talking about myself, because very few people that have the PS4 have the PSVR. That's just the way it is, right? So this would be a way of being like, hey, we're kind of special. We have the PSVR. Obviously, we have all these games in virtual reality that other people don't have, but then we get to experience, then we get to kind of hang out with each other. I think that's an amazing thing. So see, I talk myself up on all this stuff. I get myself all this excited, and then maybe it is like Push Square says, and maybe it'll never happen. So, you know, we got to just keep hoping. Obviously, PSVR 2 will happen, and Sony has the ability to do PlayStation Home. The question just is if they actually will do it, right? So let me know, guys, in the comments below. What do you think? Would you play PlayStation Home again if you missed out on it for the PS3, or if you did play it on the PS3? Would you play it again, say on PS5 or say on PSVR 2? Let me know. As always, make sure, if you guys have not yet already, you guys do hit that subscribe button. A lot of people that watch these videos aren't subscribed. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon if there's anything else ever like this, or if PlayStation Home, PSVR 2. Obviously, if these things come out, I will absolutely be covering it on at least one of these two channels, okay? Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all on the next video.